show on the WFAN Yankees Radio Network.
It's the Nissan Yankees pregame show, presented by Nissan. For great offers, shop ChooseNissan.com today. It's also brought to you by Mutual of America, family of banks, and
live from Safeco Field in Seattle, Washington, it's New York Yankees baseball, and tonight, the second game of this four-game weekend series. And this series, the culmination of this long road trip, which began with 4 in Boston, 3 in Minnesota, and now 4 here in this beautiful city, in this beautiful ballpark. Yankees won last night. Terrific game. Luis Severino was just fabulous. Brett Gardner hit a big home run. The Yankees won it 4-1. They didn't give up a run until there were 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tonight, CC Sabathia, who has had enormous success against Seattle. In fact, the Yankees have had enormous success out here. He'll pitch for the Yanks, and the Yanks will get their first look at a rookie right-handed named Andrew Moore, who is pitching for Oakland. And we bid you welcome on this early Friday evening in Seattle, Washington. Now, last night, the Yankees won and Boston lost. So the Yankees, I don't know how, but amazingly, even with all the losing they have done, they're just 2 back in the loss column for first place in the division with 2 big months of baseball to go. Well,
We are coming to you live from the Sunoco broadcast booth. Sunoco, save 5 cents on every gallon instantly with your Sunoco Rewards credit card. And the youngster, Andrew Moore, 4 starts. This is his 5th big league start. 101, 5.25 ERA. He had 1 bad start, but he's been awfully good. He's from Oregon, so they really would like this to work. Strike thrower, has 4 pitches. Salino Barnes reminds you that this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of our game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Salino and Barnes is one of our nation's largest personal injury firms. If you're injured, don't wait. Call 8. Call Salino and Barnes now at 800-888-8888. Offices in Manhattan and Long Island. So Andrew Moore, the 23-year-old from Oregon, is finished his warm-ups, and here we go. And as Brett Gardner steps up to the plate, stepping up to the microphone is the voice of the New York Yankees. Here is John Sterling.
Well, Susan, I thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone. Not beautiful like it was last night. It's cloudy, overcast, and chilly. What temperature did you give?
I gave 76 degrees.
Well, I believe you. So we're all set to go. Here's Gardner, and Andrew Moore's first pitch is a strike. We're underway. Gardner at 254, 16 home runs, the 16th last night to break the 0-0 tie, and 43 RBIs. And Moore deals another strike. As an overview, I'm going to give you his numbers. He's pitched very little for the Mariners. Overview: Moore throws strikes and gives up the long ball, which a lot of guys who are strike throwers do. Hitters get very comfortable. The 0-2 is inside. His fastball supposed to be in the low 90s, and he has a breaking ball, but his best pitch is the change. I'm sure the Yankees have been told all about that. Here is the 1-2. Swung on and grounded to second. And Robbie Cano throws to first in time, 1 away.
And his first pitch was 91 miles an hour. Choosing the pitcher is important. Your choices matter, too. Drive 25 in New York City. A reminder from the Vision Zero initiative. You know what, John? Since I gave you that temperature and the clouds came over, it's now 72 degrees.
It feels it, too. I really mean it, a little chilly. I'm doing it in shirt sleeves, but I would say if this keeps up, I'll put on my jacket. So 1 away, and here is Sanchez. One thing I wanted to say, all broadcasters do this before the game. They do, as they say, their due diligence and find out everything they can. Pitch to Sanchez is low, and they look over all the statistics. You ought to see the reams of statistics we get, and I try not to use many of them. And also, I don't think it means anything. Every game is different, like, as they say, like snowflakes. Pitch swung on, a high drive to deep right center, Heredia goes back, and he makes the catch in deep right center 2-way. So I want to get to my point, if I ever can get to it. The Yankees have won 11 of their last 12 games here at Safeco. And over the years, the Yankees have the best record of any team coming in here. They're 50-28. Can you imagine that? Out in the Pacific Northwest, 50-28. You know what it proves for this game? Nothing. This game will be different than the others. Here's Judge. There's a strike. Sanchez was at .271, 14 homers, 46 RBIs. Judge at .312, 30 homers and 68 RBIs and more deals. And there's a breaking ball strike, and the count 0-2. The one thing Susan has advertised, he's a strike thrower.
He is a strike thrower, and he's moving that ball around, and he just gave him a couple of changes in a row.
And he'll deal 0-2. Strike 3, outside corner, caught him looking.
And that's placement of that fastball, 92 miles an hour.
For the Yankees, 3 up and 3 down at the end of a half. Yankees nothing. Seattle coming about now on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network.
As the weather gets warmer, make sure you have the one battery to keep you moving. Make sure you have an interstate battery under.
And free fuel. Sunoco is proud to fuel the Yankees radio network. Visit Sunoco.com for rules. Ends August 31st.
Yankees baseball is sponsored by your local Ford dealers. The Ford Summer Sales event is on at your local Ford store. You can get big savings on the exciting lineup of Ford vehicles. Go to buyfordnow.com.
Well, related to what I was saying in the top of the inning, that these statistics mean nothing. I'll give you a couple more that you can chew on as the game goes on. Gene Segura leads off, right-hand hitter, and he foul tips. Segura having a phenomenal year, hitting at .344, 6 homers, 30 RBIs. Well, let's talk about Sabathia. In Sabathia's last 8 starts, he is 6-1 and an ERA of 1.60. That's how good CC's been. The 0-1 is inside. And here at Safeco, he is 9-1 and an ERA of 2.09. What does it mean for this game? Nothing. It's a new game. Here's the 1-1 to Segura. Caught out and missed. But, it gives the Yankees 2 pretty good pitchers at the top. Severino and Sabathia, who pitch so great.
And they're so different, CC, now with the cutter and the sinker, and that was a great changeup. Coming right after Severino, it's a good 1-2 punch here. Very, very different.
1-2 is popped up in back of first. Headley on the grass makes the catch. Nice play. Was back to the infield. So Segura pops out to Headley. Headley told Susan he didn't react well at first base last night. Well, he made all the plays. I thought he looked very good at first base last night.
He said he was thinking too much, and now he and Joe Espada were working at Espada will position him so he doesn't have to think of where he is right now. And you can, if you're watching also, next time you come to the stadium, watch Espada moving Headley, and then he can just react.
Here's Valencia, and there's a fastball strike. Danny's at .273, 11 homers, 48 RBIs. He has pretty good numbers off Sabathia. 8 for 28 with a home run. Now here's the 0-1. And the pitch caught out. I missed. And the count 0-2. I just gave you all those numbers, what Sabathia has done of late. And I should give you his total numbers. They're really good. I mean, here's the 0-2. Caught out. I missed. Struck him out. Swing 2-way. Sabathia has gotten over the hump, in other words, of being this new pitcher. Man, his numbers are great. He's 8-3 and an ERA of 3.54. 15 games and starts, 84 innings, 75 hits, 9 less hits than innings pitched. He's walked 32, about 3.5 per 9. He has struck out 66, which is on the nose, a 3-to-1 ratio. He's also given up only 9 home runs in 84 innings, or 1 every 9 innings or so. Here is Robbie Cano, and the pitch is low. Robbie at .271, 18 homers, 65 RBIs.
And he loves pitching in this park.
Oh, does he?
He's only lost once in 10 starts.
And his ERA is 2 in those starts. As I mentioned, the pitch is high to Cano, and the count 2-0. Robbie accounted for the Seattle run last night with a 2-out double in right center field to the wall to score their run with 2 outs in the 9th. And he also threw a ball away in the top of the 9th, allowing the Yankees to score 2 runs, which is really the point I'm going to make, as Sabathia deals 2-0, foul back. The Yankees won last night, but they only really scored 1 run, Gardner's home run. Segura made an error that allowed the Yankees to score a run in the 8th, and then Cano threw the ball past first and all the way behind the backstop, and that's how the Yankees scored their final 2 runs. So the Yankees are not hitting, not at all, and I don't see how they can start a winning streak, which they need, until they start to hit. The pitch is caught on a missed breaking ball. CC slider, and the count 2-2.
And the thing also with what happens with that, John, is that you really start to focus on the bullpen and the pitching, because the games are always so close because they're not hitting.
No, they really are not. So it'll be a 2-2 to Robbie. Nelson Cruz on deck. 2 outs, no one on. 3 infielders on the right side. Pitch is low, and the count 3-2.
I told you that CC is 37 today. Of all the pitchers to debut in the last 30 years, there are only 4 pitchers who have more wins than does CC. And they are Randy Johnson, Mike Messina, Andy Pettit, and Bartolo Colon. 30 years.
Good quartet.
Isn't that something?
Well, here's the 3-2. And it's inside to a fastball. So Cano walks, and here is Nelson Cruz. Cruz at 283, 20 homers, 74 RBIs, has had a complete lack of success against CC. He's 5-24, which is just 1 at bat better than 200, and he has struck out 10 times, 10 of the 24 bats. Big right-hand slugger, and CC deals, and the pitch low, 1-0. Cano, the base runner. He leads off first in the 1-0. Swung on and lined to deep left field, and that ball is going to be off the wall. The Yankees got a break. Firing into third is Frazier. It's a long single for Cruz. You know, I was looking to play at third. Cruz never got off first. How do you like that? He hit a bullet which soared over the head of Clint Frazier and banged off the left field wall. It just missed, being a 2-run home run.
And when Sabathia did strike out Valencia, that was his first strikeout of the game. And Winthrop University Hospital reminds you that they strike out cancer with their CyberKnife technology. Winthrop University Hospital, your health means everything. You know what I want to say about that play, besides the fact that Nelson Cruz doesn't really run fast? Clint Frazier plays balls off the wall as well as anybody. For a kid who's just gotten here and has never played these walls, he played that perfectly.
Yeah, he couldn't catch it. He turned and played it off the wall. It was a handball court. Here is Seager, and the pitch is a strike. By the way, aren't you glad I gave those numbers about Cruz? So 10 strikeouts, 5-24, and he bombs a double off the wall. Well, it's not a double, it's a single. He ran it into a single. And I wrote down double. Is that weird? Seager, a left-hand hitter, and the pitch is hit on the ground to second. The throw is in time to Headley. No, they say he pulled him off the bag, and Seattle takes a 1-0 lead. Headley went for the ball, and he shouldn't have. That's the thing he has to learn. It went off his fingertips, picked up by Castro, who threw back to Headley, and they said that Headley wasn't on the bag, and the Yankees are going to look at it. Well, boy, it looks like he's on the bag to me.
Well, it looks like that it's on the side of the bag. He has to decide whether the foot is touching the bag, and are they going to look at it? I guess not.
So, let's call it a single. They should have looked at it. I think his foot touched. Well, they didn't. It's 1-0 Seattle. And here is Mitch Haniger. And he lines a base hit to right field. Judge fields. Cruz will be held at third as he fires in. There's a legit single by Haniger, and the bases are loaded with 2 out.
And those are the kinds of things that when you don't play first base, you don't know whether to come in and get the ball. Do you go back to where is the point of no return, as Joe Espada calls it, the Bermuda Triangle in there? When do you go back and let the pitcher or the second baseman handle it?
So, in a way, the Yankees have gotten a break. Aren't you glad I gave you the CC numbers? That's why I think all these statistics are so much nonsense. The stats you have to be concerned about happen on the field during the game. Bases loaded, 2 out. And here is Guillermo Heredia, a right-hand hitter. And there's a strike, fastball in the inside corner, the count 0-1. Seager, who got a single when Headley couldn't find first base, although I think he found it. I really don't know why the Yankees didn't protest. Anyway, that was Uribe's 52nd. Bases loaded, 2 out pitch. Strike on the inside corner. Another cut fastball in. And the count 0-2. Heredia at 269, 5 homers, 13 RBIs. Now the Mariners grab the early 1-0 lead. And the pitch is the backdoor slider that missed. And the count 1-2. A walk and 3 straight hits have given Seattle a run. They have the bases loaded, 2 out. And Sabathia's 1-2 is grounded to third. The throw to second for the force from Frazier to Castro. And I think the Yankees are probably pretty fortunate to get out with just 1 run. 1 run, 3 hits, 3 left. At the end of 1-0 Seattle on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Each week during the 2017 season, Ardis Health, New Jersey's largest hospital and healthcare system, and WFAN will take a look.
Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep, Route 4, Paramus. Now, during the summer clearance event.
In your office, make sure you're locked in to Sports Radio 66 and 1019 FM, The Fan.
Today's Yankees Radio Network Acme Markets Home Run Payoff contestant is Sandra Petoskey. Sandra will win a $100 Acme Markets gift card for every home run the Yanks hit in the second inning. Visit WFAN.com/Acme to hit it big.
Matt Holliday leads off, takes a pitch inside. Holliday, the cleanup hitter. And that's brought to you by Action Environmental Services, the New York Yankees' choice for solid waste and recycling. Holliday fouls it back. On the who's hot, who's not, CC was the hot one tonight, and who's not? Matt Holliday. He's 3 since coming off the DL, 3 for 32 with 13 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1, and the pitch missed low outside. It isn't just Holliday. The whole Yankee team is not hitting, but they need Holliday and a few others to really start. 1-0 Seattle, top of the second pitch. Hit on the ground, right up the middle. There's a base hit for Holliday.
Holliday was out early today, taking a little extra batting practice.
No, Holliday at first, and that'll bring up Castro. 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network.
Jordan Spieth leads the British Open. Kyrie Irving tells the Cavs he wants to be traded. Tony Page follows the Yankees on WFAN New York.
John Sterling, Susan Waldman. We're laughing about trades in the to Safeco here in Seattle. Top of the second, Holliday, the tying run, leads off first. And the pitch to Castro is cut out and missed. If you missed it, Yoenis Cespedes of the Mets wants to be traded to Oakland. He wants to finish his career there. And Kyrie Irving of the Cavaliers also wants to be traded. That's not good enough to go to the finals every year with LeBron.
He doesn't like LeBron or something. I don't.
Oh, boy. So they should be traded for each other. Here's the 0-1. Castro pops it foul, first base side out of play.
Scoreboard update is brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. See their vehicle offers and inventory at MBUSA.com. Well, the Orioles made a game of it. They scored 5 in the bottom of the 9th, but it was not enough. And Houston held on and beat Baltimore 8-7. Mike Fiers gets the win. Ubaldo Jimenez the loss. Ken Giles' 21st save.
0-2 is foul back right under our booth. Now the count 0-2 on Starlin.
Texas beat Tampa Bay 4-3. Alex Claudio gets the win in relief. Brad Boxberger takes the loss. Cleveland all over Toronto, 13-3, top of the ninth. Edwin Encarnacion's 20th home run. He was 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs. Oh, they're still playing. It's the top of the ninth.
0-2 to Castro. And the pitch is ground toward the middle. Fielded at short. Segura steps on the back, goes to first. Double play. And there are 2 outs.
Detroit is leading Minnesota 5-3. Victor Martinez has 2 home runs, 7 and 8. Anibal Sanchez against Irvin Santana. Santana, who's really fallen on hard times. He didn't make it out of the 4th inning. All tied up, White Sox and Kansas City 6 apiece. Mike Moustakas had his 26th home run. They are in the bottom of the 5th. And the Red Sox scored 5 runs in the top of the 1st off of Ricky Nolasco. That's probably enough for Chris Sale as he goes up against the Angels.
Enough for him if he throws right-handed. Pitch is high to Didi.
I think he is, actually.
Castro was at 308. 12 homers, 45 RBIs. Moore deals strike. One thing I love about Moore, he throws strikes and he works quickly. Didi's at 295, 12 homers and 42 RBIs.
St. Louis scored 9 runs in the top of the 9th inning, and they beat the Cubs 11-4.
Pitch is fouled back. The first 11 men in the inning got on base. I watched that.
Matt Bowman, Pride of Princeton, got the win. Carl Edwards takes the loss, 42,000 in Chicago. Philly beat Milwaukee 6-1. Matt Garza takes the loss. Aaron Nola gets the win. 2-1. Miami is leading Cincy, top of the 5th.
Pitch is low to Didi.
Mets held on and they beat Oakland 7-5. I bet they're not going to write about that. They're worried about Cespedes saying he wanted to finish his career in Oakland.
You better believe it. They got a story, and that'll be discussed on all those talk shows and in the newspapers in the 2-2. Line of left center field is a base hit. Moore got a pitch up, and Didi jumped on it. So he's at first with 2 men out.
Pittsburgh is leading Colorado 6-3. They're in the top of the 4th. Arizona is leading Washington 5-0. They're in the 2nd. They scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 1st. David Peralta, A.J. Pollock, Jake Lamb all hit homers. And you know who they hit them off of? Max Scherzer.
Whoa.
Yep. That Godley going for Arizona. Atlanta leading the Dodgers 2-0 there in the 1st.
Todd Frazier takes a pitch high. Todd at 207, 16 homers, 44 RBIs. 1-0 Seattle, top of the 2nd inning. With Didi leading off first.
Todd's the only one who has faced Moore before because they just played the White Sox.
Pitch is swung on and popped up behind the plate. Zunino comes back and runs out of room. You know what Susan told you about Arizona and Scherzer getting beaten up like that? It happens to everyone. You're not great every start. And Scherzer's about as good as anyone. But not tonight. Which is what I was saying about all these reams of statistics. Here's the 1-1 to Todd. And Moore deals low. Moore 1-1, an ERA of 5.25. 4 games and starts, 24 innings, 23 hits, only 2 walks. As I say, he's a strike thrower. He struck out 11. Now I'll give you the negative on Moore. Here's the 2-1. Throw to first. Didi jumps back. He's given up 8 home runs in 24 innings. Well, that's 1 every 3 innings. And he's pitching in a big ballpark. So I'll be a 2-1 to Todd Frazier. And the pitch is a strike at the knees on the outside, 2-2.
And those Arizona homers were back to back to back to start the game off of Scherzer. They can hit too, Arizona.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
And now they really can. Another outfielder.
Now here's the 2-2. And again, the throw to first base.
We're going to like Todd Frazier's walk-up music when he gets to the stadium. We're going to hear Fly Me to the Moon 3 times a night. That could be great.
We can even sing it.
Oh, I expect you to.
Now here comes the 2-2. And another throw to first. Didi does not try to steal bases, by the way. That's probably called from the bench. Now Tampa lost, so if the Yankees win, they would jump ahead of Tampa into second place. They trailed Boston by 2 on the loss side. Here's the 2-2. Swung on a high pop off third foul. And there is Seager to make the catch to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. Now the end of an inning and a half. 1-0 Seattle on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
If you've been injured, call Salino and Barnes. 800-888-8888. Call Salino and Barnes today.
25,000 guests in attendance receiving Yankees collectible cup, courtesy of Premio Foods. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com.
Now here's Ben Gamel, the ex-Yank, to lead off for Seattle, having a terrific first full year in the bigs. Gamel at .317, 5 homers, 32 RBIs, a left-hand hitter. And Sabathia deals a breaking ball that missed low, 1-0. Eight, 9, and 1 for Seattle. Gamel, Zunino, and then Segura. And there's the 1-0. Mayer strike with the fastball. The count 1-1. CC's 1-1 is bunted at, and they say he didn't bunt at it. The third base umpire, crew chief Jerry Davis, you have to move the bat, and I guess he didn't move the bat. He just took the pitch.
Oh, boy.
So the count 2-1, I guess.
Okay.
Three infielders on the right side, and the 2-1 is grounded foul off first. So the count 2-2.
And when you talk to the Mariner people, it's that Gamel, when you get a chance to play every day and you don't worry about, going down. I don't think anybody expected him to hit well over 300 for the entire year. Good outfielder, runs. Out there early. He's out there early, taking early BP every day.
2-2 is outside, 3-2. Another way you look at it, the Yankees have a little pressure to win this game. Boston has a big lead early, and Chris Sale pitching, and Tampa's already lost. And here's a 3-2 from CC. And it's fouled off.
Seattle's hitting coach is the great Edgar Martinez. And I don't know whether hitting coaches make a difference or not. I know that a lot of people say that some of the great hitters, Don Mattingly was a great hitting coach. Edgar Martinez, Robbie Cano swears by Edgar Martinez.
Well, I think the thing that I would take from it, here's a 3-2. Swung on a high pop foul. Third base side. If I'm a hitter, he was such a student of hitting, and obviously a fabulous hitter. You have to listen to Edgar Martinez. I mean, if you don't listen to him, well, what's the point?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, and it's hard now. A lot of guys, I've been told by people that a lot of guys will come and they'll Google you. And if you're not in Google, why should I listen to you? I got here. You didn't help me.
The 3-2 is hit in the air to center field and deep. And it's over the head of Gardner all the way to the center field wall. Gamel flying around second, and he puts on the brakes. That ball was really hit. So just like it's not Scherzer's night, well, maybe it's not CC's night. It happens.
And you look at that pitch again, it was down and into Gamel. He's got great balance, very, very strong. And boy, did he hit that. He started to go to third, then slipped a little bit and realized he'd better get back.
Yeah, Gardner made a good throw to Didi, and Didi was poised to throw him out of third. You know how speedy Gardner is. He didn't have a chance. Boy, was that ball hit. It just flew over the head of Gardner to the left center field wall. Now here's Mike Zunino, the righty hitting catcher, with Gamble at second and no one out. And the pitch is strike. Only problem with all this is, if it's not CeCe's night, hey, he's been so great. The Yankees don't score any runs. That's a big problem. Zunino had .232, 13 homers and 40 RBIs. And there's the 0-1. And it's foul, first base side out of play, 0-2.
You know, that's the whole problem, John, is it might not be CeCe's night, but the bottom line is it's 1-0. Now, you can't pitch thinking if not everybody's going to be perfect all the time. You can't think that if I give up a run or two, I'm going to lose the game.
Well, the Yankees really have been in a severe hitting slump. There'll be an 0-2 to the Seattle catcher. Gamble off second with no one out. Pitch. Breaking ball. Beauty. But it wasn't called a strike. Looked like a good pitch.
CeCe thought it was a good pitch.
Well, the count 1-2.
They're going to retire Edgar Martinez's number. I think it's a couple of weeks.
Boy, did he wear the Yankees out. What a great hitter.
Ugh.
I never could figure out who was better. A better right-hand hitter, Manny Ramirez or Edgar Martinez. They both were fabulous. Here's the 1-2 to Zunino, and he grounds it foul behind the plate.
Hey, I think the Yankees are very lucky that we didn't get to see as many at-bats of Edgar Martinez as we did for Manny Ramirez.
Right.
Because you don't know. Edgar against the Yankees, by the way, hit .317, 103 RBIs, 158 hits, and that includes 4 doubles. Mariano said he was the hardest batter to get out. He had .579 off Mariano.
How do you like that? Here's the 1-2, and the pitch just missed outside. 2-2 on Zunino.
You know, everybody asked, it was particularly Mariano's last year. Every city he'd give an interview to all the press and everything, and he never hesitated. Every single city. It was always Edgar. Could never get Edgar out.
It'll be a 2-2, and the pitch is swung on and bloop foul first base side.
Well, it's 95 in that series. He was a one-man wrecking crew.
He sure was.
Remember I said to you we can't get anybody out named Martinez? Because Tino was on that team, too. Remember he was running around the bases?
Now, CeCe at the belt. Here's the 2-2. That's foul back. He's wearing out CeCe. What I remember is the Saturday game. Yankees went out to Seattle, a 2-0 lead in a best of 5, and they had lost to Randy Johnson. Well, everyone does. But Saturday, the Yankees built up a big lead. O'Neill hit a big home run. I think the Yankees had a 5-0 lead, and Edgar hit a grand slam. And Seattle obviously came from behind to win. There'll be a 2-2. The pitch outside. This is great at bat for Zunino. He was 0-2. He's fouled off a bunch of pitches. And CeCe has missed the plate. So now it's 3-2.
And Zunino, don't forget Zunino a couple of years ago, they even sent him down because he was striking out so much and had no plate discipline.
Now here comes the payoff. Swung on and driven to deep left field. Down the run as Frazier dives, and he made a catch. What a catch! I think Clint Frazier is the real McCoy. He can play. He raced toward the line for the long fly ball, left his feet, dove faceward, and I don't know how he held on to the ball. He made a great catch.
Looking at it again, a full dive, backhanded it, braced himself with his right hand and got up. I don't know how he held on to the ball either.
Because when he came down, he banged so hard. He really is a good-looking player. You know, he can hit and run the bases, field. He really is a good-looking player.
Wow. Because he hit the ground like a belly flop.
Sure did, huh?
Whoa.
That was a heck of a play. Well, runner at second, one out. Here is Segura, a right-hand hitter. And the fastball's inside. Segura popped to Headley his first time. There's one other thing I want to say of Frazier, and I don't normally believe this about baseball. Here's the 1-0. Pitch low, and also we've only seen him for a month or a few weeks, so he gives the team a lot of spark, a lot of energy, because he's jammed with energy and spark.
Yes, he is.
And that's terrific. You love players like that. Well, it'll be a 2-0 to Segura. CC really struggling. Aided by that great catch. The 2-0. There's a strike. And the count 2-1.
Frazier's out there, had his hands on his hips. It's okay. Take some deep breaths. He really hit the ground hard.
Now the 2-1 is low inside, 3-1. And there's the 3-1 to Segura. With Gamma leading off second and 1 out. And the pitch caught on a miss. He chased ball 4, a high fastball, 3-2. But that was about shoulder high. I just saw the replay on that. About shoulder high. So the count 3-2. CC, I think this will be his 45th pitch. Boy, 2 innings. That's a lot of pitches. And here's the 3-2. Hit on the ground to short. The throw to third, and they nabbed the runner easily. Terrible base running play by Gamble. Ball's hidden in front of him. How can he go to third? So it's a fielder's choice, and that goes 6-5. And the runner is out. In other words, if Gamble stays at second base, he can still score on a base hit. But now there's a runner at first, 2 out.
And he's such a good base runner. I have no idea why he did that. And Didi Gregorius, he was almost shocked too. He picked it. He saw him going in front of him, and he didn't even turn to even look at first base. He knew immediately where to go. Nice tag by Frazier. Good third baseman.
So the Yanks got a break on the base running gaff. They got a break on the terrific catch by Frazier. Here is Danny Valencia, right-handed with power. 2 out, Segura at first. And the pitch, a breaking ball, strike 0-1. Order Domino's new handmade buttery tasting bread twists in the 3 delicious flavors: Parmesan, garlic, my favorite, and cinnamon from Domino's. That'll be an 0-1 to Valencia. And the pitch is line foul. The seats behind first. And the count 0-2.
Because baseball is so small, I walked into the clubhouse today, and Frazier and Didi have their lockers side by side. Todd Frazier, and they're talking about things that are going on a mile a minute. And I had totally forgotten, because Didi, it's like he's always been here. He was in the minor leagues with Cincinnati when Frazier was there. He said, and so they've known each other for a very long time.
Runner goes, 0-2 is foul back, so Segura comes back. Segura has stolen 12 out of 19. It's not a great average, but it does mean he runs a lot.
Frazier told me that when he saw Didi play in the minor leagues in spring training and all those games, he said, boy, he's going to be a great player one of these days. It took him a little longer than, we went to the Diamondbacks. Kirk Gibson was the manager there. He was up and down a lot. You know what happened here, but now you see that talent that everybody said was there.
Yeah, it took him a half year with the Yankees. Now, Yankees have themselves a terrific shortstop in all phases of the game. Well, here is the 0-2 to Valencia. Segura off first, and the pitch is grounded weakly back to CC, who throws to first to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. At the end of 2, 1-0 Seattle on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Cash for life from the New York Lottery. Play Cash for Life for a chance to win $1,000 at
Yankees baseball on Sports Radio 66 and 1019 FM, WFAN and WFAN FM, New York.
Well, here we go to the top of the third. Yankees trail 1-0. Probably fortunate to be down only 1-0. Chase Headley will lead it off, and then the other Frazier, Clint Frazier, in the top of the order, Brett Gardner. Headley, a switch hitter batting left. One of my recurring themes is about Headley. Pitch is swung on and line to deep left center field. On the run, Heredia dives, can't make the catch. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Headley to second, and he holds on as the relay throw comes in. A left-hand hitter's ball going to left or left center will tail away toward the line. And the ball kept tailing from Heredia, who made a dive and missed it. And it went to the wall. So there's an inning opening double. What I wanted to say about Headley, he's not hitting for the power the Yankees want. But as a left-hand hitter, only a lefty, he's not hitting from the right side. As a left-hand hitter, he's hitting 280, which is a pretty good figure. So there's a double, batting left-handed. Here's Clint Frazier, a right-hand hitter. And time is called.
And since his last 30 games, so in the last month, Headley's hitting .317.
Yeah, he's doing okay. He
now
really
he's
is.
9 for his last 22. He really has been.
Now the right-hander will deal to Frazier. Swung on and hit in the air to right center field. Back goes Heredia. Away back on the track at the wall. It's off the wall. Headley rounds third. He'll score. Clint Frazier to second. The throw home is not in time. It gets away from Zunino, but Clint holds at second base. I have no idea how good a player Clint Frazier's going to be, but I'll tell you this, he's pretty darn good. He walloped one to deep right center over the head of the fleet Heredia. It's a ribby double, and the Yankees have tied the game at 1, and they have the lead run at second with no one out.
Just think how much he's improved since he came up. Look at it when you look at him at the plate, when you look at the balance he shows now, it's not all arms. He's very, very strong, so you can get away with hitting the ball a long way with your arms. But it's the swing now is so easy, and he looks so balanced and such a compact swing.
Oh, yeah, it's a great swing.
Tremendous swing.
Now here's Gardner. His job, pull the ball, get Clint Frazier to third. Well, the Yankees tied at 1. Back-to-back doubles, and Gardner swings. And there's a fly ball to deep right center. That should get him to third. Heredia back. He makes the catch. Here comes Clint Frazier. Here comes a throw. And it's not in time. He just got there. And by the way, what a throw by Heredia from deep right center field all the way to third. And he missed him by half a step. So Gardner does the job. He gets him over. Clint Frazier's at third.
You know, another thing I like about Clint Frazier, he doesn't do that head first slide. Never seen him do it. That was terrific. What a great slide that was. Heredia's got some arm, huh?
Oh, boy.
He's some player.
Clint Frazier, with that base hit, is 15 for 48. He's over 300. Well, 16 for 48 would be 333. And he now has 3 homers and 9 RBIs. And he is the go-ahead run at third with 1 out. And here is Sanchez. Seattle plays the infield back. So a ground ball in the middle of the infield will score Frazier, who is a super aggressive base runner. The pitch swung on. A high pop foul behind the plate. And over the screen. Well, the count 0-1. If it seems like this game is moving fast, I love it. It's because Andrew Moore pitches immediately.
Yep. He's like Brent Suter. I would say just gets the ball and throws it.
Sanchez fly to center his first time. The same fly ball should give the Yankees the lead. It'll be an 0-1. And a ground ball to short or second will score the run. Now here's the 0-1. Fastball's high. 1-1.
You know what Frazier's also going to do? If you watch him at third base, he's dancing around. By the time the ball is pitched, he's down pretty much on the grass already. That kind of guy gets a pitcher very nervous.
Now here's the 1-1 to Sanchez. And the breaking ball is low and away. The Baby Bombers could easily be dubbed tater tots because these kids mash the baseball like taters. Everyone loves home runs. And everyone loves Ore-Ida Tater Tots, the original Tater Tots potatoes. There'll be a 2-1 to Gary. The lead runs at third. Clint Frazier with 1 out, top of the third. And the pitch is inside. 3-1.
You know, we've seen that over the years, guys at third base, and the pitcher, particularly right-handed like that, you know, you see him. He's right in your line of fire. We're looking straight at him. He's wandering around. Takes your focus.
There's the 3-1 inside. So Sanchez walks. We take 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Michael Conforto homer twice. Mets beat the A's 7-5. Kyrie Irving wants to be traded by the Cavs. Tony Page follows the Yankees on WFAN and WFAN-FM New York.
John Sterling, Susan Waldman back at Safeco in Seattle. Mike Zunino goes out, the catcher. He gives the signals. When the infield plays back, they're looking for 2 to get out of the inning. Here's Aaron Judge. Clint Frazier at third. And Gary Sanchez at first. And the pitch is swung on and foul, first base out of play.
Let's go Yankees, Jen. If you think there are a lot of Yankees fans here, you're right.
Now the 0-1 to Judge. A breaking ball low, 1-1. Judge struck out his first time. He's got Clint Frazier at third and Gary Sanchez at first. A run in. We're tied at 1, top of the third. And the pitch is grounded foul, first base out. Now the count 1-2 on Judge.
So Judge now 6 for his last 37, couple of RBIs.
The right-hander will deal 1-2. Breaking ball way outside, 2-2. Now Moore at the belt. And the 2-2 is outside, 3-2. To a fastball, but a little bit off the plate. So here's the 3-2. With the runners first and third, 1 out.
Well, that's a pitch that last year Judge would have swung at. It really was off the plate.
And here's the payoff. Swung on and hit in the air to deep center. Heredia back, away back, on the track. He makes the catch. Clint Frazier could walk home. The throw goes to second. A sac fly and an RBI for Judge. And that was to the big part of the ballpark. They only missed by a few feet. So a sac fly for Aaron, and the Yankees take a 2-1 lead.
And that is what we had heard about Andrew Moore, fly ball pitcher. This is a big park, so you can afford to do that, but he does give up home runs.
The Yankees have Sanchez at first with 2 outs. Here's Holiday. Holiday banged a single up the middle. He really needed that hit. For Judge, he has 69 RBIs. And the pitch to Holiday, foul back. The Yankees certainly in this inning have swung the bats very well. They really hit a lot on the nose. At Heredia, he probably has taken off 5 pounds this inning. They're running all over the joint. We're laughing at Clint Frazier. I'll tell you why in a minute. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and popped up to first. I guess I won't tell you.
Next inning.
Valencia makes the catch to end the inning. Well, the Yankees take the lead. They get 2 runs on 2 hits and leave 1. Now at the end of 2.5 innings to play. 2-1 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees Radio Network, driven by Jeep.
The thing about a Sunoco Free Fuel 5000 decal is that it looks good.
It's twice as likely to die than if struck at 25 miles per hour. That's why the speed limit in New York City is 25 miles per hour. And it's being enforced by speed cameras and the NYPD.
The New York City Vision Zero initiative reminds you to follow the speed limit because your choices matter.
We are coming to you live from the Sunoco broadcast booth. Sunoco, save 5 cents on every gallon instantly with your Sunoco Rewards credit card.
Well, what Susan and I love, Yes got a shot of the Yankee dugout, and there's Marcus Timms, the assistant hitting coach, and Clint Frazier. Now, first of all, Frazier got muscles on his muscles, and he was explaining something and moving his head. He is shot from guns, Clint Frazier. The pitch to Robbie Cano is grounded weakly back to CC. 1 pitch, 1 out, a little flip to first.
I got to tell you a great story. When Clint Frazier took number 77, he said, they were all talking about it and everything, and he said he loved the way that Aaron Judge looked in 99. You know what his dream is? You know who his best friend is?
Who?
Dustin Fowler. He wants him to be 77. He wants Fowler to be 88, and Judge to be 99. He said, that's my dream to play here. And I said, that's not out of the question at some point.
That's going to be a pretty good outfit.
But isn't that cool? That's what he was thinking about.
Here's Nelson Cruz, and CC deals outside. That is a great idea, though. He is 77. Judge is 99. So.
Fowler, by the way, and we wish him he's as good a center fielder as you'll ever see. He's tremendous.
1-0. There's a breaking ball strike to Cruz, who ripped a double to left his first time.
I think that would be.
Excuse me.
Mighty cool.
I wrote down double. He ripped a single because he didn't go to second base. He hit the left field wall, but only got to first.
Well, he doesn't run fast.
1-1. Line, hard, foul, third base side out of play. Well, you have a good point, and he also hit the ball so darn hard. Maybe it banged off the wall right to Frazier, and he thought, I better not go to second. But this left field wall here, this isn't Fenway or Minute Maid, and the left field wall here is kind of far out. Far out. There's the 1-2. Half swing and a breaking ball did not go. 2-2. When Holiday popped out to end the top of the third, that was the 15th out of the game, brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Visit them at geico.com to see how much you can save. The 2-2 is low. 3-2. Now the payoff, and it is high ball 4. Cruz walks. Second walk given up by CC, and here's the left-hand hitter, Kyle Seager. Seager had that infield single that netted a run when pitch is inside. It hit him on the hand. Went back to the screen. So Seager gets hit on the hand. Hopefully he's going to be okay. And Seattle promptly has 2 on and 1 man out.
And the trainer, he's in some pain. Let's see where that actually hit him. Hit him right on the wrist, right on the top of the hand on the wrist. The trainer and Scott Service coming out to first base. Oh. Did it also bounce up and hit him in the jaw?
It must have, because that's what it's examining.
they're having a conversation. What day is it? Where are you? Who are you playing? Let's see this again. Hits the wrist. Oh, it did. It hit his wrist and bounced up and hit him in the cheekbone. And now he's doing things with his face, like taking the tongue and inside his mouth and trying to move it around. And he's going to stay out there.
Now, Seattle has put together a walk and a hit batsman. They have 2 on and 1 out. And here is the rookie right fielder, Mitch Haniger. He's a right-hand hitter. Haniger singled to right his first time. 2 on, 1 out pitch. Backdoor breaking ball strike from CC, and the count 0-1. There is the 0-1 to the right-hand hitter. And the pitch is grounded foul at home plate. And the count 0-2. Cruz at second. If there's a base hit to the outfield, the outfielders ought to come up throwing. Cruz really does not run well, or maybe they don't want him to run and pull something. But there'll be an 0-2 to Haniger. Pitch low inside, and the count 1-2. As saying, Seager got a ribby single when Headley just couldn't find first base. If he missed, he couldn't have missed by a sliver of an inch, but it was a run anyway. Now here's the 1-2. Struck him out swinging. Another backdoor breaking ball. Second strikeout for CC. And here is another young outfielder, Guillermo Heredia. Heredia, there are not many players like this. He bats right-handed and he throws left-handed. You see it differently all the time. Most players might throw right-handed, but they also could bat left-handed, but he does the reverse. So it'll be a 2-1. 2-1 pitches inside, gets away from Sanchez, and the runners go to second and third. So a base hit would mean 2.
They're scoring at a wild pitch. Take a look at this again.
If it's a close game, right now it's 2-1 Yanks. And the bullpen is going to be important tonight because CC is already in the 60s, low 60s in pitch count. Well, a base hit means 2. Heredia, a right-hand hitter, and he grounded into a force play his first time. And the pitch is swung on, a fly ball to right. There's Judge underneath to make the catch and end the inning. No runs, no hits, 2 left at the end of 3. 2-1 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Take on summer right with Ford, America's best-selling brand, during the Ford Summer Sales.
Yankee fans, this is Tyler Austin in Bridge.
Mercedes-Benz dealer. Visit NBUSA.com for offers, inventory, and more. But hurry.
Work with Boomer and Carton and drive home with Mike Francesa right here on The Fan.
Well, we go to the top of the 4th inning. The Yankees have a 2-1 lead. And let me remind our audience, no matter where you're listening, our game begins an hour earlier tomorrow night. In other words, out in the Pacific Northwest, it will begin at 6:10 instead of 7:10. So I'm going to foul myself up. So it begins begins 9:10 back in New York. Pitch hit on the ground, diving stop at third by Seager. The throw to first in time. Beautiful play. He just robbed Castro of a double. So I guess he is okay after being hit by CC. A diving stop right over the bag, right on the line. He got up quickly and threw accurately to first, 1 away.
Scoreboard update brought to you by New York Presbyterian. Amazing things are happening here. These are all finals. Houston held off a 5-run bottom of the 9th by Baltimore, held on to beat the Orioles 8-7. Texas scored 2 in the 9th and 1 in the 10th and beat Tampa Bay 4-3.
Here's Didi. And the breaking ball's inside and low.
Cleveland beat up on Toronto 13-3. Marco Estrada's getting hit around. Gave up 5 runs and 6 hits, walked 3 and a home run in 4 2/3.
Another pitch low to Didi in the count 2-0.
Detroit leading Minnesota 5-3. They're in the bottom of the 7th in Minnesota. All tied up. White Sox and Kansas City 6 apiece in the bottom of the 7th.
Fastball high 3-0.
They're in the top of the 4th in Anaheim. Boston has a 5-0 lead now in the top of the 4th. Chris Sale against Ricky Nolasco.
3-0. There's a strike. 3-1.
St. Louis scored 9 runs in the top of the 9th inning, beat the Cubs 11-4. Randall Grichuk his 10th. Wilson Contreras for the Cubs his 14th.
Now the 3-1 is pop foul back, and the count 3-2.
Philadelphia beat Milwaukee 6-1. Freddie Galvis, a 2-run shot in the first inning, his 11th homer of the year. Aaron Nola beat Matt Garza. Miami leading Cincinnati 3-1. They're in the top of the 7th.
Now here comes the payoff pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground, base hit toward right center field. Fielded there by Heredia, who's all over the place. Now Didi is on with a ground ball single. That is just a little bit on the right side of up the middle. So 1 on and 1 out.
Michael Conforto had 2 home runs, his 17th and 18th, and the Mets held on to beat Oakland 7-5 at Citi Field. Hansel Robles gets the win. Paul Blackburn lost Jerry Blevins his first save.
Here's Todd Frazier. He popped up his first time. And the pitch line foul, just missed a double down the third base line. Well, Seager robbed Castro of a double, and here Frazier hits a bullet, but it landed just outside the line. Unfortunately for him, on the wrong side of the line.
They're in the top of the 7th in Colorado. Pittsburgh leading the Rockies 10-3. Trevor Williams still in there for Pittsburgh. Jeff Hoffman started, only went 3 innings, giving up 7 runs and 9 hits. Arizona leading Washington 5-1, bottom of the 4th. Atlanta leading the Dodgers 2-0, top of the 4th also.
0-1 swung on and popped up the shallow right. Haniger comes in to make the catch, and there are 2 away.
And San Francisco is leading San Diego 4-0. They scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 1st, and now in the top of the 3rd. Trevor Cahill against Jeff Samardzija.
Oh, 2 out, and here's Headley. Headley ripped a double to left center field, then scored on Clint Frazier's double, and Frazier wound up scoring the go-ahead run on a sac fly, and the Yanks have a 2-1 lead, top of the 4th. With 1 on and 2 out, and there's a strike to Headley. The top of the 4th inning brought to you by Domino's Pizza. The pizza with the best toppings. Domino's, the official pizza of the Yankees radio network. And here's the 0-1 to Headley. The pitch is high. Count 1-1. So what I was saying before, tomorrow night we'll be on the air back home at 8:30 and play-by-play at 9:10. So there. Didi off at first. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, a high pop foul off third. Seager racing toward the stands, but it's back a couple of rows. On the count 1-2. The rookie right-hander Andrew Moore is at the belt. And here's the 1-2 to Headley. Up high, fastball 2-2.
Remember when Seager and Dustin Ackley were the double play combination here, both in their rookie year? They played together at North Carolina.
I wonder where Dustin is. And there's the 2-2. You know, I was reading the Seattle newspaper today, Susan, and I forget that Tyler O'Neill, I think, hit a home run, then he got traded. You know, also homered for Tacoma yesterday.
Who's that?
Familiar name. Gordon Beckham.
Oh, he's in Tacoma?
Yes.
Why?
Now here's the 2-2. Swung on a high fly to right. Cutting over is Gamble and Heredia, who makes the catch. Called off Haniger at the last moment. For the Yanks, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And now at the end of 3.5 innings of play, 2-1 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network. Driven by Jeep.
Eligible. Offers 2017 to be eligible. Offer only valid on primary residential purchase mortgages. Certain restrictions and exclusions apply. Palisade CU membership.
The 4th inning is brought to you by Cars for Kids. Donate your car today and have it picked up by tomorrow.
Now here's Ben Gamble to lead off. And he doubled his first time and takes up breaking ball strike 0-1. CC's been a little bit of trouble in every inning. He's stranded 6 men. But as we go to the 4th, he has a 2-1 lead. And the 0-1 is outside, lefty to lefty. Sabathia to Gamble. CC is at 65 pitches. That's a lot of pitches beginning the 4th inning. Now here's the 1-1. Pitch is low on the count, 2-1.
You know, when CC has these kinds of grinded out games, we always seem to say that. He threw so many pitches in the 1st inning and had some trouble in the 2nd. And we always look up and he's in the 6th.
The 2-1 is hit on the ground. Diving stop by Castro from his knees. Throws to first in time, 1 away. Boy, are we seeing some leather flashing tonight. That was in the first base hole. That was a base hit to right. And Castro with a diving stop. And he didn't bother to get up. He didn't have time from his knees. He fired to Headley, 1 down.
A nice pick by Headley. Ball in the dirt.
And CC acknowledges it by pointing at Castro. A heck of a play.
You know, even if CC doesn't go, maybe he goes 5 or so. You got 100 people in that bullpen now.
Pitch is high. And you know what? I think the thing about the Yankee bullpen now, it's quality.
Yeah.
Warren, Robertson, Chad Green. I mean, we know about Betances and Chapman. I have an awful lot of quality in the bullpen. Here is the 1-0. That's pop foul by Zunino, first base side. They got 1-1.
Well, we saw what Tommy Kahnle can do, and I was very impressed with Caleb Smith. One game. So you've got quality in there. It's not just bringing fresh arms, kids up from the minors. There's quality.
And it also gives you some choices. You don't have to pitch everyone every day. Yeah, I really like their bullpen. It's up to the Yankee offense to get going and get to the bullpen. You want to get to them with a lead. Here's the 1-1. Swung on a little pop-up to shallow center. Coming in is Gardner to make the catch, and there are 2 away.
And Gardner, those are hard to read off the bat. Those balls to straight center field like that. And he stopped for a moment, but then had plenty of time.
Well, fans, don't miss 2 Yankee Stadium traditions on Saturday, July 29th. It's a week from tomorrow when the Yankees take on the Rays. Military Appreciation Day and Camo Cap Day. Festivities begin at approximately 12 noon. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Here's the shortstop, Gene Segura, a right-hand hitter, and he swings and pops it foul. First base side out of play. Here's the 0-1 pitch inside. Let's say CC goes 6 tonight. You go to the 7th inning. Let's say you have a 2-1 lead. You could bring in either Robertson or Green or Warren. They're all terrific pitchers. So that's great for Larry Rothschild and Joe Girardi. Pitch to Segura is foul, first base out of play. 0-2, or 1-2, excuse me, 1-2.
Well, you can match up now, lefty-righty. You can look at the stats, who goes against whom, and move it around. Robertson has told Joe Girardi he doesn't care where he's used.
Here is the 1-2. Struck him out swinging. So CeCe has a 1-2-3. At the end of 4 innings of play at Safeco in Seattle, 2-1 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Admiration afternoons in your office and on your way home. Listen to Mike Francesa on The Fan.
Well, the top of the 5th, and before Clint Frazier steps into the box, 10-second station ID now on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Jordan Spieth leads the British Open. Kyrie Irving tells the Cavs he wants to be traded. Tony Page follows the Yankees on WFAN New York.
John Sterling, Susan Waldman at Safeco, top of the 5th. Clint Frazier swings and lifts a fly ball foul outside of third. Seager gives way, and who's going to catch it? Segura. It was caught by Segura with Gamble right next to him. I was really amazed by Segura. Well, I mean, not Segura. Seager. All of a sudden, he got out of the way.
He got out of the way because Segura obviously was calling for it. But how about Gamble? Look where he came from. He was standing there.
Right there, a step away. Frazier had doubled, knocked in a run, and then scored a run.
You know, this is a pretty good defense in Seattle. When you've got Gamble, Heredia, and Haniger, there's nothing going to drop in amongst the three of them.
Now here's Gardner with 1 out. Gardner is 0 for 2, and there is a strike. However, his last at bat was a fly ball to deep right center. That allowed Frazier, who had doubled Clint Frazier, to double, go to third, where he scored on a fly ball by Judge. Here's the 0-1. Lined hard. It's a base hit to right field. So Gardner is on. Let's see if Gardner does any running. He has stolen 12 out of 15. And there's Gary Sanchez. Now, one thing I will say, I'm all for him running. But in this case, he only can run if he feels he's really going to make it, because you have 2 terrific power hitters coming up, and who knows, maybe one of them will launch one.
You know, that's the other thing when people discuss Sanchez batting second. You know, if he runs, you take the bat out of Sanchez's hand. So you walk him and get to Judge. I understand this too, but maybe there's a reticence there.
Pitch is high on the count, 1-0.
And that particularly when they had Judge batting second, that's what was a little strange, because if Gardner got on or Ellsbury got on, you don't want to run because you don't want them not to pitch to Judge.
You know, many, many years ago, Susan, here's the 1-0 first of all to Gary. And Moore deals. Swung on and corked at deep left field, but it's going to go foul. Home run distance, but foul. But I really remember as a kid, so into baseball and all, and some Cardinal got a base hit and didn't go to second. Could have, and he said, I didn't go to second because I didn't want them to walk Musial.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how you learn. 1-1 coming up to Sanchez. Gardner leads off first with 1 out. And the pitch is lined over third. Base hit down the left field line. Rolling toward the left field corner. Heading toward third is Gardner. Sanchez holds at first. Good recovery by Gamble. Gamble got to the line. It did not go to the wall. It goes to the wall. Sanchez goes to second. So it's a single. Really good play by Gamble. And the Yankees have first and third with 1 out.
And Sanchez thought for a minute going to second, and then saw his ex-teammate, Gamble, get up with it. You you see that he throws that high fastball. That one was not high enough. This is what Joe had said. Have him get the ball down. They're not swinging at the balls that are above the letters.
Judge takes a pitch low in the count 1-0. Aaron has struck out and hit a sac fly to knock in the go-ahead run. Now the Yankees need another fly ball to get a 2-run lead. First and third, 1 out. And the breaking ball is low. The count 2-0. And you know, a fly ball of any distance scores Gardner. Seattle plays the infield back. They're looking for 2, of course. The pitch, foul back, and the count 2-1. Now here's the 2-1 to Judge. Swung on, there it goes, deep left. It is high, it is far, it is gone. Upper deck, a tremendous home run for Aaron Judge. It is a Judgian blast. All rise. Here comes the Judge. It's a 3-run home run to left. And the Yankees take a 5-1 lead.
Boy, there are a lot of Yankee fans here, thousands of them, who came to see just that. Whoa. Was that in the back of the upper deck?
Yeah, was that far enough for you?
Holy Toledo.
My goodness, did he hit that?
Didi holding up to Reyes so that he can high-five him.
Pitch is a strike. And then Severino went over and was beating Judge on the head on his helmet. Wow, what a home run.
You know what
you talk about a majestic home run. My goodness.
Oh, been saving it up since the home run derby.
Holiday hits a ground ball off the leg of Moore. He recovers. Throws out Holiday, his leg, Moore's leg. He's limping around. Stopped Holiday from getting a hit up the middle. So a 3-run home run for Judge. His 31st home run. He now has 72 RBIs, and the Yankees take a 5-1 lead.
And that was the Lepolis Electric first blast of the game. That was some blast. With that first home run, the power is on. Make sure the power in your home is always on with a generator installed by Lepolis Electric.
Susan, we've been coming here. I think this ballpark is now 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've ever seen a home run in the upper deck and left. Secondly, it went to the back of the upper deck.
Went to the back.
Wow.
I have never seen a ball up there, and they're showing it on, yes.
I want to find out how far that is. Pitch to Castro is a strike. So the Yankees now have given CeCe a good lead, 5-1.
Do you think that makes everybody feel better that the home run contest didn't wreck Aaron Judge?
Yes. The 0-1 swung on and fouled away.
I was worried there for a moment.
If someone thinks that, they really don't know baseball. Every hitter, goes into a slump.
He just passed Giancarlo Stanton.
Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Well, the home run by Judge is 31st this season, and the Judge home run counter is brought to you by the Judge Group. Hitting home runs in technology, healthcare, staffing, consulting, and training. Visit Judge.com to learn more. Breaking ball's low, and the count 2-2.
And there've been a lot of big hitters here. I mean, Jay Buhner could hit him as far as anybody. We played them a lot. I never saw that ball go up there. Wow.
Well, we have to find out how far that is. I'm sure they'll find out. Here is the 2-2. Starlin swings and hits one to left center field and deep. Gamble going back, away back, and Heredia. They banged together, but someone hung onto the ball. It was Gamble. They banged together right at the left center field wall. The Yankees have hit the ball better tonight than I've seen for weeks, maybe even a month or more. They are really banging the ball. As Gamble and Heredia went right to the left center field wall, banged together, and Gamble, pretty tough kid, hung onto the ball. For the Yankees, 3 runs 3 hits, the big blow, and I mean a big blow. Aaron Judge 3-run home run at the end of 4 1/2, 5-1 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Bill Snopper here, and there's nothing cooler than the summer clearance event at Nielsen, where you'll find cool
2017 to see the New York Yankees in action. On Saturday, July 29th, it's Military Appreciation Day and a twist on a Yankee Stadium tradition. Camel capped the stadium ticket window. Yankees Clubhouse Shop, 849.
Well, CeCe, the birthday boy, now has a 5-1 lead, bottom of the 5th. Here is Valencia, right-hand hitter. He takes a pitch low, 1-0.
MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Yankees baseball. Stay connected with a fully customized experience. Get game day live video highlights, radio broadcast, StatCast news, and more.
Breaking ball's cut on him, miss.
Download MLB.com at bat today.
Well, we haven't found out yet, but we're on the trail. We're going to find out how far that was. I mean, it's a monumental home run.
The back of the second, not halfway up, the back.
There's the 1-1. Breaking ball strike, back to a breaking ball by CeCe, 1-2. CeCe is now at Clint Frazier's number, 77. And deals 1-2. Swung on and line to right field down the line, and it is a foul ball. Not that I saw it. The stands jut out and they obscure the corner. But Valencia stopped running, so I figured it was foul. You think it was 450?
Oh, gosh.
I would think so.
Easily, yeah.
Now here's the 1-2. Grounded foul off third.
You know what Judge does when he runs out to right field also? He plays catch with kids in right field, in the stands.
He's about as all-American a boy as you could ever find. He is terrific. Here's the 1-2 to Valencia. Struck him out swinging. Valencia swung on a pitch that actually was in the left-hand hitter's batter's box.
And it's so interesting with CeCe. This is one of these going to grind it out, and there's no action. They're starting to move around in the Yankee pen, but there's nobody throwing yet. Every time I'll come in after the game and I'll say to Joe, in the first inning we think, how is CeCe going to get out of the second inning? And then you look up and you're already in the 5th or the 6th. He does it every time. That's called being a competitor.
Oh, absolutely. Knowing what you're doing, and he's a great competitor. Here's Cano, and there is a strike to Robbie. The count 0-1. Cano has walked and grounded out. CeCe gave up a run in the first and had to battle through the next 2 innings. Now he is settled down. He probably, if he has a good 5th inning, can go 6. Here's the 0-1. The pitch is low. And then, frankly, Girardi has a wealth of choices, as we mentioned. Chad Green, top notch. Adam Warren, David Robertson, I mean, top notch. It'll be a 1-1 to Cano. And the 1-1 is grounded to Castro, who fields and flips to first, and they're a 2-way.
And CeCe's had a couple of really easy innings here.
He sure has. He has retired 7 in a row.
Last runner reached base when he hit Kyle Seager. There are 9 pitches here in the 5th inning, and 2 outs on 9 pitches. He's only at 83. I think we've got another inning coming. Only at 83 pitches.
Here is Cruz, and the pitch is low, 1-0. 5-1 Yankees, bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, no one on. And Here is CC's 1-0. Cut on a missed 1-1. First of all, 100 pitches is not the line of demarcation for CC. I mean, if you need him to throw 110, 112 easy. So I think he'll pitch the 6th. And 1-1 to Cruz. Strike at the knees, fastball, 1-2. Cruz has singled off the left field wall and walked. And the 1-2 is outside, 2-2.
You know, usually MLB with their StatCast immediately has distances. I wonder if that was hit so hard they can't figure it out. Because usually you hear it immediately.
Well, I hope someone can.
Because we are in the StatCast era, as you know, John.
I do. The 2-2 is low, 3-2.
Maybe he broke it. Hit it so hard.
Well, he did hit that, didn't he? Whoa.
We got to ask Rick Riz, radio announcer who's been here a really long time, if he's ever seen anybody hit one up there.
You know what? That's a very good thought. We'll do that certainly for tomorrow's broadcast. Here comes the 3-2. He struck him out swinging, breaking ball. Now, CC's retired 8 in a row. Strikeout number 4. And at the end of 5 innings of play, 5-1 Yanks. On the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Yankee fans, this is Tyler Austin. This season, I am teaming up with
and Healthcare System, funding a community project in their home state of New Jersey through the CBS Wellness app. Visit RWJ. Well, we go to the top of the 6th. The Yankees have a 5-1 lead. And we'll send up Didi, and then Todd Frazier and Headley, 6, 7, and 8 here in the 6th.
All right, so I got into the television booth, and neither Mike Flowers nor Dave Sims
Didi takes a strike.
have ever seen a ball that far back. Mike Zunino hit one into the 2nd row of the upper deck. This went off the back wall. Blauer said he's never seen a ball hit that hard in this place.
Now here's the 0-1. Cut on and missed. Honestly, Susan, I don't recall anyway ever seeing a ball hit in the upper deck here. But we know no one's hit a ball to the back of the upper deck. And I can't wait to find out the distance.
I think they broke StatCast.
Maybe StatCast went out of business. The 0-2. Swung on a high pop in the infield. Segura is underneath and makes the catch, 1 away.
One of the producers in that booth is guessing 465. That's what he's guessing.
Okay.
But he's just guessing. Scoreboard Update is brought to you by Bigelow Tea that encourages you to grab a mug and tea proudly. Let's see what's brewing around the league. These are all finals. Houston beat Baltimore 8-7. It was Texas over Tampa Bay 4-3. Cleveland all over Toronto 13-3. Final in Minnesota, Detroit 6, Minnesota 3.
Here is Frazier, and Todd takes a strike.
Bottom of the 9th in Kansas City, all tied up 6 apiece. White Sox and KC. Boston leading the Angels now 6-0 there in the bottom of the 5th.
There's a high pop by Frazier off first. Foul to make the seats.
St. Louis, as we've said before, scored 9 runs in the top of the 9th inning, and they beat the Cubs 11-4. Milwaukee loses to Philadelphia 6-1 as Aaron Nola beats Matt Garza.
0-2. Struck him out swinging at a breaking ball, 2-away.
Top of the 9th in Cincinnati, Miami leading the Reds 3-1. Mets held on and beat Oakland 7-5. Michael Conforto had 2 homers, number 17 and 18. Pittsburgh is leading Colorado 12-5. They're in the top of the 8th at Coors Field. Nolan Arenado had homer number 22. Jordy Mercer his 9th for the Pirates.
The Mr. Headley is high 1-0.
And Andrew McCutchen 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs as Pittsburgh's leading Colorado 12-5 in the 8th.
And the 1-0 pitch is a strike. You know, I think Milwaukee may have lost 6 in a row or so, right?
I think so, too.
Something like that.
It was...
And the Cubs lost. So now the Cardinals and Pirates are breathing on their necks. The 1-1 line to left field's a base hit. Now Headley gets his second hit of the night. And he is 2 for 3. And here's Clint Frazier.
Well, Arizona took a 5-0 lead over Washington. Washington is battling back. It is now 5-4 Arizona over Washington. They're only in the bottom of the 6th. Max Scherzer went 5 innings, giving up 5 runs on 8 hits, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, but 3 back-to-back home runs.
Frazier has a double, a ribby double. Then he scored a run and made a sensational catch in the outfield. Headley off at first pitch. There's a fastball strike, 0-1.
And playing This Is Not Your Night, Alex Wood. Atlanta beating up on the Dodgers 9-0 in the 4th. Alex Wood, 4 2/3, 9 runs, 9 hits, 7 earned, 4 walks, and 2 home runs.
My goodness. And he came in 9-0, 10-0, and an ERA in the 1s. Here's the 0-1. Grounded foul. You know, that's baseball. The Dodgers have won 11 straight. Now, if this continues, they're going to lose 2 straight.
Right, and they're losing to Atlanta. And San Francisco leading San Diego 6-2. They're in the bottom of the 4th. So Washington, after Arizona put on that power, said, you know, we can hit 2.
They can, too.
And they can.
It'll be an 0-2 to Frazier. And the pitch is inside, knocking him off the plate. 1-2.
Well, they make it uncomfortable.
Now the right-hander will deal 1-2. And the pitch is pop foul out of play. Another thing I like about Frazier, you know, he's this raw rookie, and he's not intimidated. From the first day he was with the Yankees, I mean, he stands on the plate, takes his hacks right in there. And here's the 1-2 from Moore. Headley leads off first and draws a throw. Yankees have a 5-1 lead. We're in the top of the 6th. Now the right-hander will deal 1-2 to Frazier. Grounded foul off third. It was a breaking ball, and he went down and yanked it foul outside of third. Tommy Kahnle is warming up for the Yanks. The right-hander they obtained from the White Sox. Now here's the 1-2. And Frazier lines one to left field, right at Gamble to make the catch. Hit the ball right on the nose again. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. At the end of 5.5, 5-1 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
For over 40 years, landscape contractors have felt good about recommending Unilocks.
At the Chevy Summer Drive.
I want to go to a Chevy dealership right when I get home.
Visit Chevy Offer.
Well, CC Sabathia is out to start the 6th inning. You know, you really almost have to tie him to a chair to make him come out of a game.
Now, CC has, after a rocky start, retired 8 in a row. And here is the left-hand hitting Kyle Seager to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Seager, Haniger, Heredia, and the pitch is hit on the ground, foul outside of first.
Recovery Room Health Update is sponsored by New York Presbyterian. Amazing things are happening here. Indians pitcher and former Yankee pitcher Boone Logan on the 10-day DL with a back sprain. We'll be heading to Cleveland in a couple of weeks, right?
Mm-hmm. Seager has singled in a run. That's when Headley couldn't exactly hit first base. and then was hit by a pitch. The 0-1 is low outside 1-1. CC has hit 90 pitches, but as I said, 100 is not a line of demarcation. If he has to throw 110, he will. As we mentioned, Tommy Kahnle, the hard-throwing right-hander, backing him up in the Yankee bullpen. That'll be a 1-1 to Seager, who cuts and misses. On the count 1-2.
You know, with Kahnle, who throws 100 miles an hour, also added to that list. Just think who's.
It is some group. It is, you know, you could have 100 guys out there, but if they can't pitch, it doesn't help. Here's the 1-2. Pitch is low. But Chad Green and David Robertson and Adam Warren and Kahnle. We only saw the lefty Caleb Smith once. He looked very good. A right-hander named Emilio Pagan was warming up for Seattle. And here's the 2-2 to Seager. And the pitch inside, 3-2. Now the payoff. Struck him out swinging. Oh no, he foul tip. Landed right in front of the plate, right in front of Sanchez. There's a fastball up. So the count 3-2. 10-second station ID. Mount the WFAN New York Yankees Radio Network.
Michael Conforto, the hero for the Mets. The British Open hits the halfway mark, and a star wants out from the Cavaliers. Tony Page follows the game on WFAN and WFAN FM New York.
It'll be a 3-2 to Seager. And the pitch foul back. John Sterling, Susan Waldman from Safeco Field in Seattle. In what they call here Sodo, south of downtown.
They do?
They do.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, this is Sodo.
Okay. Sodo?
And it'll be a 3-2. The pitch is fouled back. And you really have to hand it to Seattle. They built these two fabulous parks, kind of back to back, this one and the football stadium. And I read an article, they're thinking of building an arena in Sodo, right around here, for both hockey and basketball. Basketball's a big hit here. The Sonics, they just happen to move out. Now, hockey would go over great here, I think. Now here's the 3-2, lefty to lefty. And the fastball's high, ball 4.
And here comes Joe.
And that's the third walk given up by CC. Well, that was the left-hand hitter he wanted him to face. Now, there are a couple of right-hand hitters, so he's going to go to the bullpen, and he is.
And this call to the bullpen is brought to you by Cash for Life from the New York Lottery. Play well, the new pitcher is a new pitcher. Tommy Kahnle, who has had already one inning for the Yankees, had a perfect inning with 2 strikeouts. Was in Minnesota when he got traded here. 38 games all in all, 1-3, ERA of 2.43 with Chicago and the Yanks.
I'll give you a stat on Kahnle.
Okay.
37 innings, 62 strikeouts, and 7 walks. Sounds very good, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. He deals, and Haniger swings and misses at the old number 1, and the count 0-1.
And that old number 1 was 98 miles an hour.
62 strikeouts in 37 innings.
Yeah.
My goodness. And also, 7 walks in 37 innings is about 2 walks per 9, a little less.
And that's the biggest change for Tommy Kahnle.
Here's the 0-1. Cut on him. There's a slider, which ended up in the left-hand hitter's batter's box in the count 0-2.
And what a movement on that. Kahnle, if you didn't know, started out as a Yankee. He's from Latham, New York, which is a suburb of Albany. He and his wife live in Albany now. He was drafted by the Yankees.
And the 0-2 to the right-hand hitting Haniger. It's another slider outside 1-2.
You know, he told me he was, when he was drafted and coming through the minor leagues, He would think about what it was going to be like to make a debut in a Yankee uniform at Yankee Stadium. He's from outside of Albany. And they left him unprotected in the Rule 5, went to Colorado, then Chicago. Now coming home, really coming home.
1-2. And it's a fastball high, and the count 2-2.
Yeah, 98 miles an hour. He wasn't sure that was high, but and this year he's really had a breakthrough year.
Two to Haniger. Strike through his call, and there's one away.
No fastball less than 97 in that at bat.
He got some arm.
Yeah.
He really does.
Well, it's so accurate now. You know, I was talking to him about what he's done, and it's mechanical things, the head, and they're not moving. There was too much movement, so the ball ran too much. He's pretty stock still now when he throws, very much more compact.
Well, here is Guillermo Heredia, another right-hand hitter. Heredia is 0-for-2. There's a runner at first, Seager with one out. One on, one out. Bottom of the sixth, the Yankees have a 5-1 lead. Now here's Jared Dyson to hit for Haniger. Lefty-righty switch. Dyson, a very speedy left-hand hitter. And he swings and pops it up. Foul out of play. In the count 0-1.
So whether it's Dyson or Heredia, they certainly don't lose a lot in that outfield, huh?
No. And I mentioned last night, Seattle has one of those bare bones bench, outfielder, an infielder, and a catcher. Now, this is the only left-hand hitter they have. And the 0-1 is low. So they're using Dyson here, and there's really not much else to use. The backup catcher is the veteran Carlos Ruiz. Remember when he started for the Phils? And the backup infielder is a right-handed hitter, Taylor Motter, played with Tampa Bay. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and popped up off third. Todd Frazier called off by Didi. Makes the catch, foul territory right over the line. And they're a two-way.
Wasn't Motter one of those guys that played everywhere, too?
Yes.
Played some outfield also.
Oh, well, but it's very tough with three men.
Yes, it is.
A lot of things you can't do. You can't pinch hit very often, I'll tell you that.
Well, and one of them you can't use at all. I mean, you can't use the backup catcher. Joe uses him probably more than with Austin Romine when he puts him in at first.
So Dyson, of course, will go to center field. And here is Ben Gamel, a left-hand hitter. Seager at first, 2 men out. And Canely deals low, and it gets by Sanchez. Seager goes to second. The throw is not in time. See how they score it.
That's a pass ball. That just hit the glove and it went through his legs.
Following the game, stay tuned for the Agera Energy New York Yankees postgame show. Agera Energy. Energy to power your world. Visit agerafan.com for a hassle-free quote. So there's Seager now in scoring position. And it'll be a 1-0 to Gamel. And the pitch is high in the air to left. Trotting back is Frazier, and Clint underneath makes the catch to end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And now the end of 6 innings of play. 5-1 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer during the Summer of Audi sales event for exceptional offers on select models.
A big hit in America. Please share Sapporo responsibly. Come by. Drive to work with Boomer and Carton and drive home with Mike Francesa right here on The Fan.
Speed Report brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight partner of the Yankees radio network and official freight carrier of Major League Baseball. Learn more at odfl.com. No stolen bases tonight. Yankees have 56 stolen bases this season.
Jared Dyson goes to center. And the new pitcher is Emilio Pagan, who we have never seen. 6 games, 0-1 record, ERA 3.60, 15 innings, just 8 hits. That's pretty darn good. 4 walks and 15 strikeouts. So here is our first look at Emilio Pagan. I'll give you Moore's numbers, and then I'll give you CC's numbers.
Got a fastball and a slider. His best pitch is his slider, 26 years old. Mariners' 10th pick in 2013.
There's Gardner to lead off, and the pitch sails high, 1-0. Here are the numbers on Moore. He goes 6 innings, 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. He can lose, he can't win. Gardner swings. There's a high fly to shallow right. And coming in as Haniger crosses the foul line to make the catch. He 1 away. For the birthday boy, he goes 5 innings plus 1 batter, 1 run, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 hit batsman, and he can win and he can't lose. Well, 1 away, and here is Gary Sanchez.
See, that's what I mean. You think he's not going to get out of the first inning, and then all of a sudden you look up, it's the 5th or the 6th. Does it all the time.
And you know what, Susu, as Sanchez digs in, line right to third, 2 away.
Wow.
The last time he lined one over third down the left field line. This time he lined it right in the Sig-Commit 2-way. If the Yankees win the game, CC would go to 9-3. That tells you how he's pitching.
That's right. That's right. David Robertson is up in the Yankee pen. You know, we just looked at it. A guy actually caught it in the back row up against the wall. That home run.
Judge takes a pitch high. Aaron has 4 RBIs tonight. Sac fly and a 3-run home run. The 3-run home run, if it broken up, would be about 20 singles. It went about as far as it can go without leaving the ballpark. Here is the 1-0. And there's a strike, 1-1. So Aaron now has 72 RBIs, 2 in back of Nelson Cruz, who leads the league with 74. And the 1-1 from Pagan. Fastball high, 2-1. Here's the in-game box score brought to you by RSM. Experience the power of being understood. For the Yanks, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. And for the Mariners, 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. And here's the 2-1. Cut on this. And 2-2.
He's got that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. His best pitch, as I've said, I was told, was a slider. Okay, fastball, 94.
Here's the 2-2. Just missed outside, 3-2.
You know, every place the Yankees go, we see people in the black robes and those white wigs. Somebody's making a lot of money on those 2 things.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
That's really true.
Do you think there's a run on judges' robes and white wigs?
You got to go someplace where they sell them, too. And here's the 3-2 to Judge with 2 outs, no one on top of the 7th. 5-1 Yanks, and the pitch is low outside through a slider. So Judge walks. And that'll bring up Matt Holliday. And the pitch is cut out of miss. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Now at the end of 6.5 innings of play, 5-1 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network. Driven by Jeep.
Here to tell you Geico has more than back on the road. See an adventure.
Today's game attendance is brought to you by Columbia Bank, serving New Jersey for 90 years. Today's attendance is 34,073. New pitcher is Dellin Betances.
David Robertson goes an inning. It couldn't have been better. No runs, no hits, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. So Canely pitched the 6th. CeCe went the first 5. Robertson the 7th. Betances the 8th. It could be that Chapman would pitch. It's not a save situation right now. It might be. But they need Betances and Chapman to start zoning in on the strike zone. Now here's Cano. And the pitch there is a strike. Although I'd say Betances had looked much better the last 2 times. Chapman's had a problem throwing strikes. I'll be an 0-1. Fastball outside. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Robbie. A high foul fly, third base side, making the seats 1 and 2.
And Joe was talking about Chapman. It's mostly fastball command, he says.
Well, you know what bothers me, Susan? I mentioned it on the air. He went downstairs for the start of the game, of course. It isn't that he misses. It's that he misses by so much. Yeah. It's not even close.
Control, not even command.
Now here is the 1-2 to Cano. And the pitch is grounded to first, past Headley, down the right field line. Cano turns first, heads towards second. He's there with a double. A hot shot right over the bag at first.
Let's see where this pitch was. It was down. It was down and in. Sanchez was reaching across his body to try and get it. Robbie went and got it. Sanchez going out to talk to Betances.
Headley gave a full dive, and the ball was just a little too far, right over the line. So here's Cruz, who has singled, walked, and struck out.
And bounced right on the line.
There is a strike to Cruz. And the 0-1. Oh, he swung at a pitch in the other batter's box. It was obviously a hard slider down and away. When I tell you Gary Sanchez made the save like a hockey goalie sprawling, and it was deep into the left-hand hitter's batter's box.
Well, big conversations going on with Castro and Cano. Talking, laughing.
Here's the 0-2. Pitch is high, 1-2.
You know, they just put something on the screen. You know, Robbie Cano's been here for 4 years already.
Wow. Quick, huh? Here's the 1-2. Struck him out swinging high fastball. So a hard slider set it up, and then a high fastball got him, 1 away.
Right in the inside part of the plate, right by the letters.
Kyle Seager has singled, knocking in the only run that Seattle has scored. Been hit by a pitch and walked. The pitch to the left-hander, a slider inside, 1-0. Now the right-hander ready for the 1-0. Breaking ball strike, 1-1. We are coming to you live from the Sunoco broadcast booth. Sunoco save 5 cents on every gallon instantly with your Sunoco Rewards credit card. And there's the 1-1. Grounded foul at home plate, 1-2. Here's Betances 1-2 to Seager. Struck him out swinging 2.
Charge of that breaking pitch now, very important for Dillon.
The last 5 outs by Yankee pitchers have all been strikeouts. And here's a right-hand hitter, Mitch Haniger.
Get a shot of Chapman standing in the bullpen, hands on his hips.
Haniger takes the breaking ball low, 1-0.
Joe says he needs to pitch a lot, and he needs to get that back.
Bottom of the 8th inning, the Yankees have a 5-1 lead. There's a runner at second, Robbie Cano, and 2 outs.
Robbie Cano talking to Didi, talking to Castro. He's having a wonderful time out there.
There's a pitch low. You know, that really does bother fans, though. It doesn't bother me. I understand how the game goes and such, but you know, fans tune in, their team is losing, and they see someone laughing and having a good time. It bothers them, but they're trying their best, you know. But if you lose, you lose. There's baseball too, where you play every night.
Well, Robbie's doing his part. He's standing on second base.
The 2-0 foul straight back, and the count 2-1. Very famously, I know a lot of people listening in New York will remember this. The Rangers were being knocked out by the Flyers, and there were just a couple minutes to go. Vic Hatfield got a penalty, and he's in the penalty box. And, you know, he's joking around with the security guards and laughing and having, as you say, a good time. And, boy, it really bothered the Ranger fans. Oh. How could you be happy being knocked out of the playoffs? The 2-1. There's a strike, breaking ball strike. 2-2. Betances, the last few times out, it's starting to look like the old Betances. And you say, well, how about the double? That was a ground ball. I mean, I know the ground ball went over first. If the ground ball goes to the first baseman, that's an easy out. So ground balls you don't worry about too much. In fact, you don't worry about ground balls at all. Here is a 2-2 to Haniger. Swung on and line to right field. There's a base hit. Cano will be held as Judge fires in. So first and third and 2 men out. A hard single by Haniger to right field.
It sure doesn't take long to get everybody. No one's going to try and go home with Judge's arm.
No, and also the ball was hit hard, and also
wasn't that deep?
It's 5-1, so you need more than one run. So here is the left-handed Jared Dyson. He had hit for Heredia last time and popped to short. The pitch, there is strike.
Yeah, you want to get, and I know this is what Girardi wants, you want to get to the point where both Betances and Chapman have clean innings, because that just has not been happening.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right. That'll be an 0-1 to the slender left-hand hitter. The pitch is popped up again, this time to third. Frazier makes the catch to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And now at the end of 8 innings of play, 5-1 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer during the Summer of Audi sales event for exceptional offers on select models, or go to AudiOffers.com.
Mutual of America is the spirit of America.
When we take care of our own hearts, we're also taking care of the people closest to us. UJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
It's Yankees baseball on Sports Radio 66 and 1019 FM, WFAN, New York.
Leo Pagan's still in there here as we go to the top of the ninth. Yankees still have that 5-1 lead. Now, Adam Warren has gotten up in the Yankee pen.
Yeah, we go to the top of the ninth. Here's Clint Frazier to lead it off. A right-hand hitter. And the pitch inside, 1-0. Clint ripped a ribby double his first time and then scored a run, and since has popped up and fly to left. So Warren's going to pitch the ninth. And here's the 1-0, and there is a strike.
Funny, all these guys who are friends. The bullpens here are side to side, end to end. And over the wall now.
Pitch is low, 2-1.
Between the Yankee bullpen and the Mariner bullpen is David Phelps, and he and Adam Warren and their families were inseparable when they were here. Like old home week here. I walked into the clubhouse. There's Cano and David Phelps and Pazos and Gamble, and there was Raul Ibanez sitting there.
All right, here's the 2-1. Swung on and ripped to deep right field. Back goes Haniger. He makes the catch. And there's one away.
So the only ball that Frazier didn't hit all night was the pop-up to shortstop in the fifth inning.
He is such a good-looking player. I don't want to get too excited too fast, but he really is a good-looking player. Following the game, stay tuned for the Agera Energy New York Yankees postgame show, Agera Energy. Energy to power your world. Visit agerafan.com for a hassle-free quote.
And you know what? They can tell me from now to doomsday that ball was 415 feet that Judge hit. I'm not believing it.
Me too. Pitch is, I don't know how it could be, actually. I mean, first of all, the second deck here is receded. So you have to go over the distance of the first deck and then up and then all the way back. So
the wall, right.
Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball strike from Pagano, 0-2. Yankees have a 5-1 lead. So they would stay even with Boston, 2 back on the loss side, but they would jump ahead of Tampa, who lost. It'll be an 0-2 to Gardner. And the pitch foul back. Baseball kind of amazing. The Dodgers are on this phenomenal streak. They won 11 in a row. They went home after this great road trip. Pitch to Gardner. Well, actually, it wasn't great. It was perfect because they didn't lose a game. They go home to Dodger Stadium. You know, they draw great crowds of people. You know, everyone loves a winner. Everyone's jumped on the old bandwagon. And Atlanta goes in and murders them twice in a row. Funny. This baseball's funny.
And insult to injury today, the pitcher hits a grand slam.
1-2 to Gardner. And the pitch low on the count, 2-2.
I think the crowd still get there in the third inning.
And leave in the eighth.
And leave in the eighth. That is not an easy place to get to or get out of, I must admit.
Absolutely. It'll be a 2-2 to Gardner. And the pitch sails high, 3-2. Here comes the payoff. Lined hard at first. Nice pick by Valencia. To the bag he goes. 2 away. Boy, was that hit. Nice pick in back of first, right on the line by Danny. So there are 2 away. Gary Sanchez has flat out walked, singled, and lined out. Gary Sanchez misses a breaking ball. Now the 0-1. Hit on the ground to short. Picked by Segura, who throws to first to end the inning. So the Yankees are down 1-2-3. And at the end of 8.5 innings of play, it's 5-1 Yanks on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Foxwoods Resort Casino and the award-winning Lake of Isles is offering a golf getaway starting at just $220.
Technologies to support your growth. This is time and labor intensive. But what can you do? Let the Judge Group help. They have an extensive talent.
Well, we have had a revision of how far Judge home run went. Now, I said 450, and they said, not that I know, I'm just guessing. How would I know? And they are now saying it went 440. Tremendous blast by Judge, a 3-home run. It broke open this game. Adam Warren comes in for the Yanks to pitch the ninth. CC went 5, 1 run, 4 hits. Tommy Canley went an inning. Perfect. Robertson went an inning. Perfect. In fact, he struck out all 3. Betances an inning. No. It's 2 strikeouts, no walks. Near as up. Yanks have a 5-1 lead. Lefty hitting Ben Gamel takes a strike, and we're underway, bottom of the ninth. Pitch to Gamble. His loop to left field. There is a base hit. Little inside out swing by Ben. And he gets a knock to left field. Now here's Mike Zunino, the righty hitting catcher. Gamma leads off first. Yankees with a 5-1 lead. And the pitch is low outside. Caleb Smith, the left-hander, now up in the Yankees bullpen. Zunino, a right-hand hitter, 0-for-3 on the night. Now Warren's 1-0. Hit on the ground, double play ball to short. Didi Castro on to first, double play. It is a 6-4-3 DP, and the Yankees are 1 out away. Now here's the leadoff hitter, Gene Segura, a right-hand hitter. He is 0-for-4 on the night. And Warren deals. There's a strike. Warren's 0-1 is low, 1-1. Two outs, no one on. It'll be a 1-1 to Segura. And the pitch is inside, fastball inside, 2-1. Let's take 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network.
Michael Conforto, the hero for the Mets, the British Open, hits the halfway mark, and a star wants out from the Cavaliers. Tony Page follows the game on WFAN and WFAN FM New York.
John Sterling, Susan Waldman at Safeco Field. Warren's slider missed outside. 2-1 on Segura. 2 outs, no one on. Bottom of the ninth. The Yankees with a 5-1 lead. 1 out away. Now here's the 3-1. Swung on, foul back. 3-2. 4 runs down in the ninth inning. 2 outs, no one on. 3-1 count. They all swing 3-1. It's like it's a rule. It'll be a 3-2. Now here's the payoff. Swung on and fouled deep down the right field line, out of play. Remember, tomorrow is an hour earlier. If you're back home, we'll be on the air at 8:30 and play-by-play at 9:10. And Warren's 3-2 to Segura. Hit on the ground to short. There's Didi to field and throw in time. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. Now the Yankees, who haven't been doing this a lot, have won 2 straight. And they will stay even with Boston, just 2 back on the loss side. But they'll jump ahead of Tampa. And the Rays were beaten by Texas. In the ninth inning, no runs, 1 hit, and no one left. And the final, the Yankees 5 and Seattle 1. And we will wait here for Susan to get her start. And Susan has her start. Susan's star of the game, sponsored by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. See their vehicle offers and info to Susan Waldman.
Okay, John, back up to you.
Well, thank you, Susan and Clint. Yankees win at 5-1, and we're back with the totals in just a moment here on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep. Now back at Safeco, the Yankees make it 2 in a row as they defeat the Mariners 5-1, and CC wins on his birthday. How great is that? Here are the totals for the Yanks: 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They left 6. For Seattle, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. They left 9. CC wins it. He runs his record at 9-3. In his last 9 starts, CC is 7-1. And an ERA of 1.60. I mean, he's becoming another great pitcher in a different way, kind of the Andy Pettitte way. So CC goes to 9-3. Andrew Moore loses. He's 1-2. With the victory, the Yankees go to 50-45, and with the loss, Seattle drops to 48-50. The time of the game, 2 hours and 50 minutes. The attendance, 34,073. And once again, the final score: the Yankees 5 and Seattle 1. New York Yankees baseball is a production of Sports Radio 101.9 FM and Sports Radio 66 WFAN in conjunction with the New York Yankees. Studio operations by My
Vision Zero Initiative. Chock full of nuts coffee. New York's heavenly coffee since 1932. And Kawasaki. Let the good times roll. Stay tuned for the Yankees postgame show on the WFAN Yankees Radio Network.
New York Presbyterian is proud to be the official hospital of the New